Hello guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the new Wednesday update and also be talking about the Marchenghast Castle, I think it's called, that's being made and brought into Star Stable. I think it's really cool and I'd love to talk about it. So let's get into the video. So first we're going to go to Sunfield Farm to go to Jorvik Stables. Apparently the new H&M Orlean horse is there. I didn't get the hype the last time this was out. I believe that they told us it would never come back, yet it has. I never bought the horse. I was never interested in it. Um, but it seems we have a quest to do, so let's speak to Zia. Hey there, I'm Zia. Are you here for the H&O Grand Prix? Oh god, I'm gonna have to race, aren't I? Yes, I in fact do have to do a race. Great. Well, this is going to be really good because I'm great at racing. Oh god. Okay, I completed it and I actually didn't do as bad as I thought I was going to do. So that's good. I wanted to talk about the early development on the brand new area that Star Stable's working on at the moment. Obviously, they've dropped like concept art, sketches, themes, and I actually think it's probably one of the coolest things that they've done in Star Stable. If you haven't seen the post or any of it yet, Stacey has basically admitted that she's terrible at keeping secrets, which is, I mean, great for us as players because we get the sneak peeks. And she's obviously shared a huge update on the game quite early on. So earlier this year, she posted a sneaky picture of the location that the new castle is going to be in. From this, I think some people were guessing the location. But now we finally know that it's the castle, the Marchenghast Castle. I think that's probably what it's called, but I'm not too sure. Obviously, it might be Swedish. I literally do not know, but I assume that's how you pronounce it. So in the picture, you can obviously see that it's surrounded by like cliffs and mountains. And it honestly looks like a mix of like a medieval castle or fortress even, and it's like a really dark fairy tale. Which I feel like it isn't like anything else that's in the game at the moment. I feel like it's very mysteriously dark vibe, which kind of reminds me of Old Star Stable and the storyline to it. I don't know, maybe it's something that the old developers were working on and they've brought it to life. I do not know, but I do think it gives the vibe of Old Star Stable, which I love. Like, everyone always talks about how they want a more mysterious, storyline that the game used to have, which it doesn't really anymore. It's more like cartoony, which is fine. Like, I do prefer the old storyline, but I still do like New Star Stable's storyline. With the Dark Riders and stuff, I think it's really great. But yeah, apparently the devs originally thought that this might be the perfect place to move all the medieval content to. I'm not sure if that's true, but I heard that they changed their mind and kind of said, what if we did something like more? What if we did something a bit different? And honestly, I'm kind of glad because it is so cool and what they're planning does look really amazing. And I think it's a really great addition to Star Stable and the dark theme that, the game used to carry. And I think that they're kind of respecting old Star Stable and the old original storyline of the game, which I feel like they've kind of been taken away from for the past couple of years. But if this is what it's built up to be, it should be a really good point in the game, or a good turning point at least, for especially for older players who, experienced the old game and really enjoyed the old storyline. So from the list, it looks like they've come together and created a list of like themes that they want the castle to be based around. And they were actually listed in the post. I'll post a picture of it now. It was, oh my god, this race. Creatures and beasts. witches and nobles, meaningful exploration and progression, and lore that ties into the rest of Jorvik, which I think is really cool, and I do hope that that bottom one is true. They also did post a picture of some sort of like creature. I think it had a name. I'll touch on that a bit later on the sketches part of this video, but I just thought that the fact that it has creatures and witches is like one of the most magical direction that SSO has taken in ages. Like, I cannot remember the last time that the game was so mysterious and dark and like magical again, just like Old Star Stable. I do think this is kind of a good move from them. I think it's bringing back the old vibe, and seeing what people are posting online, it kind of shows that everyone's really excited about it and has really high hopes. So I do hope that, we aren't disappointed as players. And from the picture of the early creature design, I think it looks really different to what we have in the game right now. It does look very mythical, magical, and I think it's very, I don't really know the word to describe it, but it looks cool. It doesn't look like something out of Star Stable. I think it looks like something that would be in RuneScape or something like that, but I do think it's cool. I think it's a good way to, expand the game. And I mean, I'm not complaining. It's very mysterious, it's very dark, which is, as I keep saying, like what Old Star Stable was like. So I think it's great. I think that this is one of the best moves that Star Stable could have made as a game. There's also a picture of a castle turret. I'll post a picture of this as well, and it looks really cool. It's kind of giving Tangled vibes, which I love because it's my favorite Disney movie. But yeah, it all looks really good. I actually wasn't aware of the earlier post that Stacey first posted. I think it was Stacey a couple of months back. I didn't see it. I've only heard about this recently, and as soon as I heard about it, I was like, I have to do a video on that because that's so cool. They've also shared early sketches from one of the concept artists, and you can see like the detail. There's like tall spires, twisting towers, arches, and domes. It kind of looks like a castle city rather than just one building, which I don't know if that's the vibe they were intending to go for, but I do think it's cool. It just feels mysterious, like magical, and honestly like creepy, but in like a good way. Like, I feel like it's gonna give a haunted, mysterious vibe if it lives up to the expectations of the game. I feel like the castle itself, or Marchenghast, might be connected to the witches that we already know, like Pi and the Vala, or maybe just completely new characters. But I do think that that could be a possibility, from an estimated guess. I also think that with the creatures and the beasts being one of the themes, we might be looking at a new magical horse, um, or story quests that involve kind of like darker magic, maybe. But I do think this area is going to have huge lore. I think it's going to bring a lot more storyline to the game. Because I just don't think that they'd make something so unique and so big and that's taking so much time without having a big storyline plan behind it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I do think it's really cool. I will post a link to the website below so that you guys can have a look for yourselves and read it for yourselves. But I just think it's so cool that they're bringing out such a big new area. It looks like it's that castle by Golden Hills that has never been opened. It could be that, but I'm not sure. I might just be on a complete tangent there. Unless it is that, and I've just been stupid this whole time. But I do think it's going to be up by Pi, which is kind of why I thought, it might be something to do with Pi and the witches that already exist in the game. I'm currently scrolling through Reddit and I'm seeing people talking about how the castle isn't going to be open initially, so you won't be able to actually explore it, but apparently eventually it will. And that based on the concept art, the forest is going to be blighted rather than what we see in Golden Hills. So probably more of a dark and thorny version of what we see in like Mistfall and Wildwoods, which I think is really cool, and I'll be really happy if that's the case. People are saying that they hope they don't stray from original designs, um, as they think that this castle looks abandoned, not too fancy, which I think I don't think they'll stray from the original, surely, because they wouldn't post it so soon, I don't think, if they were planning on changing it, because they've got everyone excited for this like mysterious new dark lore behind the game, and then they can't just go and change it, surely. Well, they can, but it wouldn't be, the greatest business move. But I am really interested in the new forest that surrounds it as well. From what everyone's talking about, it seems that that's going to be really cool. And obviously, I love running around like Mistfall and Wildwoods and all the areas like that. I think they're really beautiful. But there's just not much to do there. So I am hoping that, like, in the new area, there is going to be more to do, because if it's just going to be like boring again, I don't know. I think that'll just be really disappointing, to be honest. I hope that our quest or daily stuff to do, like even the medieval camp, like yeah, there's reputation, but it literally took me, I think, 2 weeks. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but it didn't take me long at all. And then it was just like boring. I don't know. It just wasn't my type of thing. But and that area is so small. Like once you've completed the reputation, literally all there is there is a shop and a race, I swear. And like I don't know, it's just not as good as I thought the medieval was going to be at as well. But I am hoping that there are going to be like more quests, and to see while you explore the woods, surely there's going to be some sort of lore there. For example, Hollow Woods right now, the fireflies and all that type of thing is really cool, and it's given me something to do in the game, and I've been a bit less bored. But it's still not, the lore that we want the game to have. I do hope there is like a kind of mysterious storyline that is coming with it. I feel like it'd be really cool if there were like caves or that type of thing. I feel like that'd be really cool, but I don't see that probably happening in a forest. Like, that's everything that Star Stable have revealed so far about the castle. I'm honestly obsessed with the art already, and I can't wait to see the area in game. I think it'll be really cool. But let me know in the comments, like, what do you guys think? What do you think it's going to be? What do you think the new quests are going to be? Let me know if I've missed anything, or if you think there'll be any more magic horses, new villains. Like, let me know what your ideas are. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video and having a chat with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Stable videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!